Deontay Wilder's fourth defense of his WBC heavyweight title against mandatory challenger Alexander Povetkin will take place on May 21st in Moscow, Russia. As we all know, as I previously reported, Alexander Povetkin's team won the purse bid for this, so they got to choose the date and the location and the venue and what have you. But I'd like to hear from the people who were saying that Deontay Wilder was going to vacate his title. I'd like to hear from you guys. You guys have gone very quiet lately. And this is not a Deontay Wilder fanboy video or a Povetkin fanboy video or anything like that. This is a video, as all my other videos are, which is objective. If you're going to criticize a man for something he hasn't even done and ridicule him for something he hasn't even done, when he goes out there and proves you wrong by actually signing for the fight and not vacating his title and even going as far as coming out on social media and saying you must be crazy if you think I'm vacating, then I want to hear from you guys who said he was going to vacate, who are adamant that this guy is a coward and he's not going to take his mandatory challenger. He's just going to vacate and go for another title shot, which made no financial sense anyway. If he's going to go for a title shot against somebody else, he's going to get much less money than he would fighting Povetkin. Why did you think he was going to vacate? You obviously have underestimated Deontay Wilder in terms of his internal fortitude. So credit where credit's due, people. Let's not be little snakes about this. Give the man credit for doing something you didn't expect him to do. I'm not talking to all of you, obviously. I'm only talking to the people who are adamant that he was going to vacate his belt. So there we have it. May 21st, Moscow, Russia. Now, as far as the way I feel about this fight in terms of the outcome, if you go back and look at the early videos that I did about this fight, I said from day one, if this fight is in the USA, I'll be picking Wilder. But if this fight is in Russia, I'll be leaning towards Povetkin. And one of the reasons, it's not the only reason, but one of the reasons why I'm leaning towards Povetkin winning in Russia is because Wilder he's been walking on the red carpet. They've rolled out the red carpet for Deontay Wilder for the majority of his boxing career. He's had things all his own way. Yes, he did fight in the UK against Audley Harrison, but that was hardly a hostile atmosphere. When he knocked out Audley Harrison, he got cheered. So it's hardly, as I say, a hostile environment to be going into. Other than that, Deontay Wilder he's been treated with kid gloves. He's been on undercards, but he's been a feature on those undercards. And when he has been headlining, it's been the Deontay Wilder show, particularly since he's won the title and he's been fighting in Alabama. So he's never had to go into hostile territory. He's never had to cope with the kind of shenanigans that go on behind the scenes, the kind of stuff that Tyson Fury had to put up with when he fought Vladimir Klitschko. And Deontay Wilder, being the hot-headed, slightly emotional character that he is, I'm concerned and I'm wondering how he's actually going to cope mentally over there in Russia in a very cold climate. Remember, Deontay Wilder's from the South. He's from Alabama. Not too much cold weather in Alabama, people. Combined with the fact it's a hostile, alien environment to him, and he's had things all his own way. His whole career been, always the darling of the show, whatever show he's been on. So, I don't know, man. I'm not sure that he'll be able to deal with that. Although, against Artur Szpilka, you could say maybe he was in hostile territory. That was in New York and what have you, and there was a big Polish contingent. So some people may say that, but then again, that wasn't a particularly great performance from Deontay Wilder. Although Povetkin is a very different type of fighter. He's not as tricky as Artur Szpilka. He's not a southpaw. He's not going to move around as much as Szpilka. He's going to come forward and try and stick it on Deontay Wilder ASAP. So it's definitely a different kind of fighter, different style. But still, I'm leaning towards Povetkin because I'm unsure. It's not because I don't think Wilder has the ability, I do. But outside of his comfort zone, in Povetkin's backyard. And by the way, Povetkin's promoter said that he don't expect to make any money from this promotion. That's why he was still toying with the idea of having this fight in the USA, even after he won the purse bid. Because he said financially it makes more sense to have the fight in America. He's put all this money up. I believe it was 7 million, if my memory serves me correctly. He's put 7 million up. And he's going to have to hire out the venue and all that other stuff. He don't expect to make 7 million back. So he's kind of doing this just to try and get hold of that belt. So he wants to give Alexander Povetkin the maximum chance to win the belt from Deontay Wilder. And that's why I think he wants it in Russia. It's not about making extra money, because he says he would make more money fighting in the USA. So he wants to fight in Russia, where Povetkin's comfortable and Povetkin can have things more to his liking in many different ways, which I don't really want to go into completely, but suffice to say, he'll probably be more comfortable. So those are my thoughts on it, people. Again, let me hear from the people who said that Wilder was going to vacate his belt. I'd love to hear from you guys. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.